Listen, my friend, the truth is this. You're broke because you're ignoring something incredibly simple, and it's costing you far more than just money. I know, you've heard it all before, right? Work hard, save your pennies, and someday, somehow, you'll be rich. But that's the lie. That's the story they sell you. And the longer you buy into it, the longer you'll stay stuck right where you are. Here's the reality. It's not the economy, it's not the job market, and it's certainly not bad luck. No, it's the decisions you've made. Or better yet, the decisions you've been avoiding. You see, there's a truth that successful people get, and most others ignore. It's a truth so powerful that if you simply embraced it, your life would never be the same again. You've got to understand this, my friend. How you think about money, how you manage your habits, and how you approach life. That's what makes or breaks you. So if you're tired of just getting by, tired of seeing others move ahead while you stay stuck, then you've come to the right place. I'm gonna lay out the one truth that's been staring you in the face all this time. And if you can finally see it, your future will change forever. Are you ready to change the way you think? To stop ignoring the truth and start building the wealth you deserve? Then buckle up, because this is where it all starts. The truth about money, they don't teach in school. Let me start by telling you something they never taught you in school. The truth about money. Now, you might have learned how to do some basic math, how to balance a checkbook, maybe even how to calculate a loan payment. But here's the thing, none of that prepares you for building wealth. They don't teach you the real foundational truth that makes people wealthy, and that's why you're still struggling. Listen carefully, because this is the truth you've been missing. Money is not just about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and how you manage it. And more importantly, it's about how you think about it. The way you approach money and wealth will determine whether you stay broke or whether you build lasting financial success. You see, we've been taught to chase income, haven't we? The idea is simple. Work hard, earn a paycheck, pay your bills, save a little, and keep repeating. But that's where the flaw is. You've been sold a lie. It's not about earning more money. You could earn $100,000 a year, but if you don't manage that money well, it doesn't matter. You'll still be broke. Why? Because you're focusing on the wrong thing. Now think about the truly successful people. They don't just work for money. They understand money as a tool. They make money work for them, instead of working for money. They don't just chase income. They focus on building wealth, assets, investments, and streams of income that multiply without their constant effort. They've figured out how to leverage their money, their time, and their skills in a way that most people never even consider. But they didn't learn this in school. No, school taught them to work hard, pay their bills, and hope for a nice retirement. And that's what most people do. Work, save, and pray they have enough at the end of their life. But this isn't the way to financial freedom. There's a much better way, and it starts with understanding that money is a tool. Here's the critical truth. If you want to change your financial situation, you have to change how you think about money. You've been taught that a paycheck is the answer, that more income is the solution, but that's not true. There are plenty of people who make a lot of money and still can't manage it. They blow through their income and end up just as broke as the person who makes less. So what's the difference? The difference is value. Successful people understand the value of their time, the value of the products or services they offer, and the value of the investments they make. They understand that the more value they provide, the more money they can make. And it's not just about being a good worker or entrepreneur. It's about understanding how you offer value to the world, how you multiply that value, and how you manage it. This is where the problem lies. Most people never ask themselves, how can I create more value? Instead, they ask, how can I make more money? The problem with that is, if you're not focused on value, you're never going to make the kind of money you want. Money follows value, and the more value you provide, the more money you make. But they didn't teach you that in school, did they? They didn't teach you that your worth is tied to your value, not your salary. They didn't teach you how to find ways to multiply your value and make your money work for you. They didn't teach you that your financial freedom is in your hands. And it starts with understanding how to manage your money, your time, and your energy to build wealth. Here's what I want you to understand right now. Stop thinking that making more money is the answer to your financial struggles. It's not. The answer is changing how you think about money and how you use it. The truth is, money is a tool, and when you start using it correctly, you'll see a transformation. The first step is education. You've got to educate yourself on what money is, how it works, and how to make it work for you. You've got to stop believing that hard work and saving are enough. They're not. I'll tell you something right now, if you can't manage $1,000, you won't be able to manage $10,000, or $100,000, or $1 million. It's not about the amount of money, it's about how well you handle it. If you think more money will solve your problems, you're wrong. You've got to change your relationship with money. First, let's talk about a critical concept: the power of leverage. This is something wealthy people understand, and it's why they can earn money without constantly working for it. Leverage is the ability to use what you already have to create more. It's about creating multiple streams of income, investing wisely, and finding ways to make your money work for you, instead of the other way around. This is how wealth is built, and you don't learn this in school. You want the truth. Here it is. You've got to stop working for money, and start making money work for you. That's the key. The sooner you understand this, the sooner you can start building wealth, not just for today, but for the rest of your life. So here's the action step. Stop looking for the next job or the next paycheck. Instead, start thinking about how you can create value, leverage resources, and build assets. Start learning about investments, about passive income, and about using your time and energy in a way that works for you, not just your employer. This is the truth about money that they don't teach you in school, and now you know it. What are you going to do about it? Your financial philosophy is your financial future. I want you to pause and think for a moment. What's your financial philosophy? You might not have thought about it in those terms, but I'm here to tell you, your philosophy, your mindset about money is what will either make or break you financially. Your financial philosophy is your future. Now let me explain exactly what I mean by this. Every decision you make, every choice you make about money stems from your underlying beliefs and mindset. And here's the kicker. Most people don't even realize how much their financial philosophy shapes their life. They believe that things like luck, timing, or connections are the key to financial success. But that's a myth. The truth is, it's your philosophy about money that shapes your reality. Think about it this way. You could win the lottery tomorrow, but if you don't have the right financial philosophy, guess what? You'll be broke again in a matter of years. Why? Because you don't have the mindset or the habits to keep and grow that money. You might get lucky, but without the right mindset, your wealth won't last. You've seen it before, right? People who earn a lot of money but still live paycheck to paycheck. Or people who inherit a fortune but blow through it. This isn't a coincidence. It's because their financial philosophy hasn't changed. They may have money now, but they don't know how to think about money, how to manage it, or how to grow it. On the other hand, you can have someone who starts with very little but builds significant wealth over time. Why? Because they have a wealth-building philosophy. They know that money is a tool. They know that value is key, and they understand that discipline, consistency, and investing are the building blocks of long-term financial success. Here's a question for you. What do you believe about money? Do you believe it's hard to come by? Do you think the rich are greedy? Do you think you need to work endlessly to earn money? Or do you see money as a tool to create opportunities and freedom? Your answers to these questions reveal your financial philosophy. And I'll tell you this, if you have a negative or limited mindset about money, your financial future will reflect that. But if you have an abundant mindset, if you truly believe that wealth is attainable and that you can create value in the world, you'll be well on your way to financial success. Here's the deal. Your philosophy about money is your blueprint. If you have a poor financial philosophy, your actions will reflect that. If you have a wealthy mindset, you'll naturally make better decisions. You'll seek opportunities, invest wisely, save consistently, and manage your money with intention. And that's how you create lasting wealth. Now I want you to think about your current habits. Take a good look at your financial life. Are your actions aligned with your financial philosophy? Or do you have habits that are keeping you stuck in the same place? I'll give you a few examples to get you thinking. If you believe money is hard to make, you'll likely settle for jobs that don't pay what you're worth. You'll avoid risk and play it safe, not realizing that growth comes from stepping outside your comfort zone. If you believe that the wealthy are bad or selfish, you'll never make the effort to learn about wealth-building strategies. You'll resist anything that seems too rich or too good to be true, when in fact, the wealthy are simply using the tools and strategies that anyone can learn. If you believe that saving money is enough, you'll miss out on the opportunity to make your money work for you. Saving is important, but without investing or creating additional streams of income, you'll always be limited by the amount of money you can save. You see, your financial philosophy shapes your actions, and your actions determine your financial results. But the great news is this: you can change your philosophy at any time. You have the power to reframe your mindset, learn new strategies, and start taking actions that align with your new philosophy. Now I'm going to share with you how you can change your financial philosophy. First, commit to learning. Start reading books, listening to podcasts, and finding mentors who can teach you how to build wealth. There's a wealth of information out there, but you have to be willing to invest in your own financial education. Second, start believing in abundance. Don't think of money as something scarce. There's plenty of money in the world for you to tap into. The key is knowing how to create value and capture that value. The more value you offer, the more money you can make. Third, start setting goals. If you don't have a clear financial goal, you're just drifting. You need a target to aim for. A goal gives you direction and purpose, and it helps you measure your progress. Whether it's paying off debt, buying a house, or building an investment portfolio, goals are the roadmap to your financial success. Fourth, take consistent action. Knowledge without action is worthless. The more you learn, the more you need to apply. It's the small, consistent actions day in and day out that build wealth. Invest, save, cut out unnecessary expenses, and continuously look for opportunities to create more value. And finally, surround yourself with like-minded people. If you want to become wealthy, you have to spend time with people who have the mindset of wealth. Wealthy people think differently, and when you spend time with them, their way of thinking will rub off on you. You'll begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. Let's wrap this up. Your financial philosophy is your financial future. The way you think about money, how you use it, and how you manage it determines your financial success. If you want to change your financial situation, you need to start by changing your philosophy. And the good news is, you can start today. Your new mindset can start right now, and it will lead you to the wealth you desire. So ask yourself, what's your financial philosophy? Is it one that will take you to where you want to go, or do you need to change it? The choice is yours. The price you pay for ignorance. Let me ask you something important. What's the price of ignorance? What's the cost of not knowing, not understanding, or simply ignoring the truth about money? You see, ignorance might feel like a safe place. It's comfortable to stay in the dark, to avoid the tough questions, to hope that someone else will handle the financial heavy lifting for you. But here's the harsh truth. Ignorance comes at a price, and that price is often far higher than you realize. The price of ignorance is not just a lack of wealth, it's also a lack of opportunity, a lack of time, and a lack of freedom. If you don't know how to manage money, how to invest, how to build wealth, it doesn't matter how much you earn, you'll still end up broke. This is a reality many people face every single day. They work hard, they earn decent money, but because they don't understand how to manage it, they're stuck. They're stuck in debt, stuck in poor investments, stuck in financial uncertainty. And you know what's worse? They don't even realize it. They don't realize that they're paying the price every day for their ignorance. Every day they stay in the dark about money, they're losing opportunities. Every bad financial decision, every wasted dollar, is a step backward. It's a price they're paying, and they don't even see it. Now, I'm not saying you should feel guilty for not knowing everything about money. We weren't taught these things in school, after all. But the question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to continue paying the price of ignorance, or are you going to change your financial future by learning, growing, and taking control? The first price of ignorance is opportunity lost. Think about all the opportunities you've missed because you didn't know how to take advantage of them. Maybe it's the chance to invest in the stock market, to buy property, or to start a side business. These are opportunities that could have changed your life. But because you didn't know how to act, or worse, because you didn't believe you could, you missed out. I'll tell you a story about a man who had the chance to buy a piece of property that was going to be sold for a fraction of its value. He had the money in the bank, but he didn't know how to evaluate the deal. He didn't understand the power of real estate. He was afraid to take the risk. And guess what? Someone else came in, bought that property, and turned it into a fortune. Now that man is still stuck in the same job, working the same hours, earning the same amount of money, wondering why he never got ahead. The opportunity passed him by because of ignorance. The price you pay for ignorance. Let me ask you something important. What's the price of ignorance? What's the cost of not knowing, not understanding, or simply ignoring the truth about money? You see, ignorance might feel like a safe place. It's comfortable to stay in the dark, to avoid the tough questions, to hope that someone else will handle the financial heavy lifting for you. But here's the harsh truth. Ignorance comes at a price, and that price is often far higher than you realize. The price of ignorance is not just a lack of wealth, it's also a lack of opportunity, a lack of time, and a lack of freedom. If you don't know how to manage money, how to invest, how to build wealth, it doesn't matter how much you earn, you'll still end up broke. This is a reality many people face every single day. They work hard, they earn decent money, but because they don't understand how to manage it, they're stuck. They're stuck in debt, stuck in poor investments, stuck in financial uncertainty. And you know what's worse? They don't even realize it. They don't realize that they're paying the price every day for their ignorance. Every day they stay in the dark about money. They're losing opportunities. Every bad financial decision, every wasted dollar, is a step backward. It's a price they're paying, and they don't even see it. Now, I'm not saying you should feel guilty for not knowing everything about money. We weren't taught these things in school, after all, but the question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to continue paying the price of ignorance? Or are you going to change your financial future by learning, growing, and taking control? The first price of ignorance is opportunity lost. Think about all the opportunities you've missed because you didn't know how to take advantage of them. Maybe it's the chance to invest in the stock market, to buy property, or to start a side business. These are opportunities that could have changed your life. But because you didn't know how to act, or worse, because you didn't believe you could, you missed out. I'll tell you a story about a man who had the chance to buy a piece of property that was going to be sold for a fraction of its value. He had the money in the bank, but he didn't know how to evaluate the deal. He didn't understand the power of real estate. He was afraid to take the risk. And guess what? Someone else came in, bought that property, and turned it into a fortune. Now that man is still stuck in the same job, working the same hours, earning the same amount of money, wondering why he never got ahead. The opportunity passed him by because of ignorance. Discipline, the bridge between dreams and dollars. I want to talk to you about something that most people overlook when it comes to financial success. It's something that doesn't get a lot of attention, but it's the one thing that separates the dreamers from the achievers. That one thing is discipline. You see, discipline is the bridge between your dreams and your dollars. It's the key that unlocks the door to your financial freedom. Without discipline, your dreams remain just that, dreams. But with discipline, you can turn those dreams into tangible reality. Let's break this down. Dreams are free. Everybody has them. We all want to live a life of freedom, financial independence, and abundance. We dream of having the money to travel, to live without financial stress, to buy the house we've always wanted. But here's the cold, hard truth. Dreams don't pay the bills. Dreams don't get you closer to your goals. What makes the difference is what you do with those dreams. And that's where discipline comes in. You can dream all you want, but unless you are disciplined enough to take action every single day, those dreams will never become your reality. Think of discipline as your financial blueprint. It's the step-by-step process that ensures your dreams are backed by action. It's the difference between wishing for something and actually working for it. Discipline is what turns your financial goals into a daily habit, something you do consistently, even when you don't feel like it. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're working to save up for something important. Let's say a down payment on a house. You've set your goal, you've done the math, and now it's time to get to work. You could easily fall into the trap of I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll just skip this month. But here's the thing. Every time you skip a month, or every time you push it off for tomorrow, your dream moves further away. The house you want, it slips through your fingers because you weren't disciplined enough to make the sacrifices today for a better tomorrow. But if you commit, if you stay disciplined, those small daily actions add up. It's about consistency, not perfection. It's not about working yourself to exhaustion, but about doing the right thing, every day, with intention. When you save a little here, invest a little there, and make decisions that align with your goal, you're building the foundation for your dream home, your dream lifestyle, and your financial freedom. Now you might be thinking, Jim, that sounds good, but I'm just not disciplined enough. I struggle with staying focused. And listen, I get it. Discipline isn't always easy. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent. When you make the decision to discipline yourself, you're not only building your wealth, you're also building your character. You're learning the power of consistency, focus, and delayed gratification. You're teaching yourself that the path to financial freedom isn't easy, but it's worth it. And that's what sets the successful apart from the average. Here's the secret. Discipline is the foundation of every great achievement. Whether it's mastering a skill, building a business, or becoming financially free, it all starts with discipline. You can't skip this step. If you're not willing to put in the work, then no amount of dreaming is going to change your situation. Let me give you a quick reality check. Most people don't become wealthy by accident. Sure, there are a few people who hit the lottery or inherit a fortune, but the vast majority of successful people, the ones who truly build wealth, do it through hard work, and most importantly, discipline. They show up every day. They put in the work, even when it's hard, They save, they invest, they grow, and they do it consistently. Think about it. Success is not a one-time event. It's a series of small, disciplined actions that add up over time. And the beautiful part is, anyone can do this. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be born into wealth, and you don't need some secret formula. All you need is the willingness to stay disciplined and follow through on your commitments. So how can you develop discipline in your own life? Here's how you can get started. Set clear, specific goals. You need a destination to reach. If your goal is vague, like I want to be rich, it won't drive you. But if you set a clear goal like I'm going to save $500 every month for the next year, that's actionable. You can measure it, and it gives you something to focus on. Break your goal into daily habits. Success isn't about doing something big once in a while. It's about doing something small consistently. If your goal is to save money, it's about setting aside that $500 every month without fail. It's about sticking to your budget and tracking your expenses. These small daily habits will compound over time, and before you know it, you'll be closer to your goal than you ever thought possible. Make a plan and stick to it. A plan is just a piece of paper unless you follow through. A disciplined person doesn't look for shortcuts. They stick to their plan, even when they don't feel like it. When you follow through on your plan, it's like planting seeds that grow into something bigger. Embrace delayed gratification. This is a big one. Wealth doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. But the more you can delay gratification, the more you can build for the future. That means saying no to impulse purchases today, so you can say yes to a better life tomorrow. Stay accountable. Tell someone about your goals. Get a mentor. Join a group that keeps you on track. Accountability makes you more likely to stick to your plan, because it adds a layer of responsibility. Discipline is the bridge between where you are today and where you want to go. Without discipline, your dreams remain just that. Dreams, but when you commit to being disciplined, to showing up every day, to doing the work, even when it's hard, that's when your dreams begin to turn into dollars. So I ask you, are you ready to cross that bridge? Are you ready to take consistent action and make your dreams a reality? If you are, then the discipline you build today will be the foundation of your success tomorrow. Let's get started. The 4 pillars of wealth. If you want to build wealth, there's something you need to understand from the very beginning. Wealth isn't a mystery. It's not something reserved for the lucky few. Building wealth is about following a proven framework, a set of principles that anyone can learn and apply. And if you follow these principles, your financial future will take shape. Now, if you look at wealth building from the perspective of the truly successful, you'll see that there are 4 pillars that support financial success. These 4 pillars are what hold up the structure of your wealth. And without them, everything else will crumble. Let me break them down for you. 1. Philosophy. How you think about money. The first pillar of wealth is your philosophy. What do you believe about money? What are your thoughts on wealth? This is where it all starts, because your philosophy shapes your reality. If you believe that money is scarce, that it's only for the lucky or privileged few, then you're not going to see opportunities when they come. You'll be stuck in a mindset of lack. But if you believe in abundance, that wealth is available to anyone who is willing to work for it and learn, then you open yourself up to endless possibilities. Your philosophy about money will influence how you earn, spend, save, and invest. It's the foundation of everything you do financially. If you think wealth is possible, if you think it's something you can achieve, then your actions will align with those beliefs. Your philosophy about money shapes your habits, and your habits shape your financial future. 2. Attitude. How you approach life and money. The second pillar is attitude. It's about how you approach life, and by extension, how you approach money. Wealth isn't just about numbers, it's about the mindset you carry with you through every decision, every challenge, and every opportunity. Attitude is everything. It's about your ability to handle adversity, to keep a positive outlook, and to stay committed to your goals. Life will throw obstacles your way. Businesses fail, jobs get lost, investments fall short, but a successful attitude will help you overcome those setbacks. Your attitude will also affect how you view the wealth-building process. Do you see it as a grind or a journey? Are you in a rush to get rich, or are you focused on the long term? Successful people don't look for shortcuts. They understand that wealth is built step by step, day by day. Their attitude is about resilience, persistence, and commitment to the long haul. 3. Activity. What you do with your time and effort. The third pillar of wealth is activity. What you do with your time and effort. It's about taking action. Success doesn't come from simply thinking or wishing for more. You've got to do the work. Wealthy people understand that money doesn't just fall into your lap. It comes from creating value. They don't wait for opportunities to come to them. They go out and create those opportunities. Whether it's through their job, business, or investments, successful people are consistently taking action. The truth is, your activity doesn't have to be big and flashy. It just needs to be consistent. It's about making small, smart decisions every day that add up over time. If you're working to pay down debt, save money, invest, or build a business, the key is consistency. What you do on a daily basis will determine your wealth. 4. Results. The outcome of your philosophy, attitude, and activity. The fourth and final pillar is results. This is where the rubber meets the road. Your philosophy shapes how you think, your attitude influences how you approach your journey, and your activity fuels the engine. But it's the results that give you proof of your progress. Now, results don't always show up immediately. Building wealth takes time. You won't wake up tomorrow and have everything you've ever wanted. But if you consistently apply the first 3 pillars, you will begin to see the results in your life. It might be a growing savings account, a profitable side business, or a steady stream of passive income. But the key is, you're seeing progress. You're moving forward. Results are the reflection of your efforts. They prove that your philosophy, attitude, and activity are working together. The more you focus on applying these principles, the more your results will reflect that. Putting it all together. Here's the thing. You can't just focus on one pillar and ignore the others. The 4 pillars of wealth work together to support your financial success. You can't have a great attitude, but no action. You can't work hard without a solid philosophy, and you can't get results without a disciplined attitude and consistent activity. If you're serious about building wealth, here's what you need to do. Develop a wealth-building philosophy. Believe that you can build wealth and that it's available to anyone who's willing to learn and work for it. Adopt a successful attitude. Stay positive, focused, and committed. Resilience is your greatest asset. It will get you through the tough times. Take consistent action. Small, deliberate steps every day will get you where you want to go. Money is made through action, not ideas. Measure your results. Keep track of your progress. Your results will show you whether your philosophy, attitude, and actions are aligned. If you follow these 4 pillars, you will build the foundation for lasting wealth. They're simple, but not easy. It takes time, patience, and consistent effort. But the reward, financial freedom, security, and the life you've always wanted, is worth the effort. Now the question is, what pillars are you currently focusing on? Are you giving enough attention to your philosophy, attitude, activity, and results? If not, it's time to start applying them. Today. Stop trading time for money. Let me ask you something that could completely change the way you think about your financial future. Are you still trading time for money? This is a trap that so many people fall into. They work hard every day, putting in hours and hours, trying to make ends meet, only to find themselves right where they started, stuck. They're stuck in the cycle of trading their time for a paycheck. The problem is there's only so much time in a day, and there's only so many hours you can work before you hit a limit. So let me be clear right now. If you're still trading time for money, you're never going to get ahead. You can't work your way out of this. You can't save your way to financial freedom. You can't grind your way to wealth. The truth is, you have to stop trading time for money if you want to build real wealth. Now I know what you're thinking. Jim, I have bills to pay. I've got to work to make money. How else am I supposed to make a living? And I get it. I'm not telling you to stop working. What I'm saying is that you need to stop relying on time as the only way to earn money. There's a much smarter way. Let me explain. When you trade time for money, you're putting a cap on your income. You can only work so many hours in a week. You can only be in one place at a time. And the more you work, the more time you lose. The problem with trading time for money is that you're not leveraging your resources. You're working harder, but not smarter. But what if I told you there's a way to earn money without working more hours? What if I told you that the wealthiest people don't rely on time for their income? They rely on leverage. Leverage is the key to escaping the cycle of trading time for money. Leverage means using your resources, whether that's money, skills, knowledge, or even people, to multiply your income. And this is the secret to financial freedom. You don't need to work more hours to make more money. You need to create systems that work for you. You need to create passive income streams. Whether it's through investments, businesses, or digital products, you have to find ways to earn money without giving up more of your time. Here's a simple example. Imagine you spend time creating a digital course on a subject you know well. Now, instead of working one-on-one with clients, you can sell that course to thousands of people online. The money keeps coming in without you having to trade hours for dollars. The course you created is working for you 24/7, generating income while you sleep. This is leverage in action. You're using your knowledge, your time up front, to create something that works for you over and over again. But here's the kicker. This isn't something they teach you in school. They teach you to work hard, to study for exams, to get a job, and to work for someone else's dream. They don't teach you how to make your money work for you. They don't teach you how to leverage your time, your skills, or your resources to build lasting wealth. So how do you break the cycle of trading time for money? It starts with understanding that time is your most valuable resource. Once you start seeing time as something that you can't get back, you'll start thinking about how to use it more wisely. Instead of working harder for a paycheck, you'll start working smarter. Here's how you begin to shift your mindset. 1. Focus on value, not time. Instead of thinking about how many hours you can work, think about the value you can create. What problems can you solve? How can you create something that people are willing to pay for? Value is what drives income, not time. The more value you provide, the more money you can make. 2. Invest in yourself. One of the best investments you can make is in your education. The more you learn, the more you can offer to the world. And the more value you offer, the more opportunities you'll have to leverage your time. Whether it's learning new skills, building a business, or investing in real estate, investing in yourself is the first step to breaking free from the time for money trap. 3. Create multiple streams of income. Successful people don't rely on one source of income. They understand the importance of diversification. You need to start building multiple streams of income, whether that's through investments, a side business, or other ventures. This way, you're not dependent on one paycheck, and you're not forced to trade hours for every dollar you earn. 4. Automate and systematize. One of the most powerful ways to break the cycle of trading time for money is to automate and systematize. Create processes that allow your business or investments to run on their own. Whether that's setting up an online business that runs 24/7 or investing in stocks that generate passive income, automation is a powerful tool. The more you automate, the less time you need to spend working. 5. Use leverage to grow. Leverage your time, money, and resources to multiply your income. Whether it's hiring people to help with your business, using capital to make investments, or partnering with others to scale your efforts, leverage is the key to building wealth. The more you leverage, the less you have to work to earn more. The bottom line is this: if you want to build real wealth, you've got to stop trading time for money. It's time to think about your money and your time differently. It's time to start using leverage to your advantage. When you do, you'll find that your income starts to grow without you having to work harder or sacrifice more of your precious time. So I'll ask you again, are you still trading time for money? If you are, it's time to make a change. Start creating systems. Start using leverage. Start thinking differently about how you use your time. And when you do, you'll unlock the door to a life of financial freedom, where you're no longer working for money, but money is working for you. The choice is yours. Are you ready to stop trading time for money and start building true wealth? The time to act is now. The company you keep will make you rich or keep you broke. There's an old saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now let me tell you, this isn't just some cliche. It's a fundamental truth about your success, your wealth, and your future. The company you keep will either elevate you or keep you stuck. It will either make you rich or keep you broke. Take a moment to think about the people in your life. Who are you spending time with? Are they encouraging your growth, supporting your goals, and challenging you to be better? Or are they dragging you down, feeding you negativity, and limiting your potential? Your environment is more powerful than you realize. The people you surround yourself with will shape your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your results. If you're constantly around people who have a scarcity mindset, people who think money is hard to come by, who make excuses, and who talk about why things can't be done, you're going to adopt that mindset yourself. Their thoughts and attitudes will become your thoughts and attitudes. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who think abundantly, who are motivated to achieve, who are constantly learning and growing, you'll start thinking that way too. Their mindset becomes contagious. And that's how wealth is built. Let's get this straight. Wealth is not just about numbers or strategies. It's about mindset. And your mindset is shaped by the people you spend time with. The right people will inspire you to reach higher, work harder, and think bigger. But the wrong people will keep you stuck in your comfort zone, thinking small and settling for less than what you deserve. Here's the thing. It's easy to blame the world for your problems. It's easy to blame the economy, your job, or your circumstances. But the real question is, who's in your circle? Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back? 1. The power of positive influence. The company you keep shapes your beliefs. If you're hanging around people who have big dreams and ambitious goals, you'll start to believe those things are possible for you too. You start thinking bigger. You start taking more action. You start believing that you can achieve financial freedom because the people around you are doing it. I'll tell you this from experience. When you surround yourself with people who are doing better than you can't help but raise your own standards. You start asking yourself, if they can do it, why can't I? This is the power of positive influence, but it goes both ways. Negative influence is just as powerful. If you're surrounded by people who don't believe in growth, who are okay with mediocrity, who talk about why things can't be done, you'll start to believe that too. You'll start accepting excuses. You'll start making excuses, and the next thing you know, you're stuck in the same place you've always been, surrounded by people who never push you to grow. 2. The price of negative influence. Let's talk about this for a moment. What does negative influence really cost you? It costs you your potential. It costs you your future. It costs you the life you deserve. Negative people aren't just dragging you down in terms of energy, they're draining your motivation and clouding your vision. They'll tell you why your dreams aren't possible. They'll tell you why you can't achieve what you've set out to achieve. They'll remind you of every failure, every mistake, and every reason you should quit. Here's the brutal truth. These people are afraid of their own potential, and they'll try to keep you as scared as they are. Why? Because it's easier to keep you down than to see you rise above them. So they feed you fear, doubt, and negativity. If you're surrounded by people who aren't doing anything to move forward, guess what? You'll eventually fall into that trap too. It's like a weight holding you back. Your dreams will feel farther away. Your energy will fade, and instead of working toward your goals, you'll start settling for the status quo. 3. The solution: upgrade your circle. If you want to grow, if you want to be wealthy, you need to upgrade your circle. It's that simple. Find mentors who are where you want to be, people who have already walked the path you want to walk, people who have been through the struggles and come out on top. They'll guide you, teach you, and help you avoid the mistakes they made along the way. Mentorship accelerates your success. Surround yourself with people who have big dreams. When you hang out with people who are working towards something bigger than themselves, their energy rubs off on you. Their ambition, their hunger for success, their focus will become your focus. Build a network of people who push you. Find people who challenge you to think bigger, act bolder, and move faster. These are the people who won't let you settle. They'll keep you accountable, keep you motivated, and remind you of your potential when you start doubting yourself. Here's a simple exercise. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Do they inspire you? Do they challenge you to be better? Do they push you to think bigger? Or do they keep you comfortable in your current situation? If the answer is the latter, it's time for a change. It's time to find new people who elevate your life, your goals, and your future. 4. The power of a mastermind. One of the most powerful ways to change your circle is by joining a mastermind group. A mastermind group is a collective of like-minded, success-driven individuals who support each other, hold each other accountable, and share knowledge and ideas. In a mastermind, you're surrounded by people who are doing things you want to do, achieving things you want to achieve. You start to see things differently. You start to think about your goals in a new way. You start to take bigger action, make smarter decisions, and learn faster. And most importantly, you start to believe in your ability to succeed. Conclusion: your circle is your future. The company you keep is one of the most powerful factors in shaping your wealth and success. The people around you can either pull you up or drag you down. It's your choice, who you let into your life, who you allow to influence your thoughts and actions. So ask yourself this: is your current circle helping you become the person you want to be? If not, it's time to make a change. Start surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. Because when you elevate your circle, you elevate your life. And that's the secret to turning your dreams into reality. The company you keep will either make you rich or keep you broke. Choose wisely. The one truth you can't ignore. There's a truth, a single undeniable truth, that you can't ignore if you want to succeed in life and build wealth. This truth is not optional. It's not something you can choose to overlook or push aside. It's the bedrock foundation of everything you'll achieve. The one truth that determines whether you stay stuck or whether you break free. And that truth is your income will never exceed your personal development. Let me say that again, because it's the key to everything. Your income will never exceed your personal development. You see, there's a direct correlation between how much you earn and who you become. If you want your financial life to improve, you've got to improve yourself first. Your income is not just about the job you have, the hours you work, or the economy you live in. It's about your growth, your ability to adapt, to learn, to grow, and to think bigger than where you are right now. The mistake most people make is thinking that external circumstances are what hold them back. They blame the economy, their boss, their job, their background, their luck, their family. They blame everything except one key thing: themselves. If you're not growing, you're not going to move forward. It doesn't matter how hard you work or how many hours you put in. If you're not evolving, your income will stagnate. You can't earn more if you don't become more. That's the simple truth. 1. The limitations of your current self. Right now, your financial situation is a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection of your mindset, your habits, your skills, and your beliefs. If you want a bigger paycheck, a better business, or more investments, you need to become a bigger person. You need to develop skills, expand your mindset, and overcome the limitations that are currently holding you back. Take a look at the person you are today. Do you have the mindset of a millionaire? Do you have the habits of someone who's financially free? Do you take the actions that align with the results you want? If not, you need to change, and you need to change fast. Your income will never exceed your personal development, because as you develop yourself, you expand the possibilities of your life. When you grow, you can see new opportunities. You think bigger, you start to believe in your potential and push yourself further than ever before. 2. Personal development is the ultimate investment. Here's the thing: personal development is the most important investment you will ever make. Not stocks, not real estate, not your business. The best investment you can make is in your own growth and education. Why? Because the more you learn, the more you grow, the more valuable you become, the more value you offer, the more money you can make. It's that simple. When you invest in yourself, you create a return that no one can take away from you. Your skills, your knowledge, your ability to make decisions, your character, all of these are the things that will raise your income. Think about it. Have you ever been in a situation where you've learned something new that drastically changed your financial outlook? Maybe it was a new skill, a new habit, or a new perspective. Suddenly you started to see opportunities you never saw before. Your personal development opened doors for you, and that's the magic of growth. It's like a snowball effect. The more you develop yourself, the more you see opportunities. And as you seize those opportunities, your income grows, but it all starts with your commitment to becoming better. 3. Action over time leads to massive change. Now don't misunderstand me. Growth isn't about reading a few books or attending a seminar. Personal development requires action. It requires consistent, deliberate action over time. You can read all the books in the world, listen to every podcast, attend all the seminars, but if you don't take action on what you learn, nothing changes. That's why the people who grow the most and earn the most are the ones who take massive action every day toward becoming the person they need to be. Here's the truth about personal development. It's a lifelong process. You don't get to a point and say, okay, I'm done. I'm as developed as I'm going to get. No, it's about constantly improving. It's about becoming better today than you were yesterday. It's about pushing your limits, challenging your comfort zone, and consistently taking action to grow. Every time you do something uncomfortable, every time you face a fear, every time you step into new territory, you are growing. And when you grow, your financial situation grows with you. But the action part is critical. 4. You get paid for what you can do, not what you want to do. You don't get paid for your dreams. You don't get paid for your intentions. You get paid for what you can do, what skills you have, what value you bring to the marketplace. And here's the truth that many people overlook. If you don't develop those skills, you won't be compensated at a higher level. If you want to earn more, you have to offer more. If you want to make more money, you need to be able to bring more value. The way to do that is through continuous learning and growth. The more you grow, the more you earn. So what are you doing today to develop yourself? What are you learning? What habits are you building? What actions are you taking to improve your life? The more you focus on personal growth, the faster your income will rise. 5. The ultimate truth: you control your destiny. There's one final unshakable truth that you need to understand. You are in control of your destiny. You control your growth. You control your actions. You control your future. When you commit to personal development, you commit to your financial success. The results you want, more money, more opportunities, more freedom, are all a direct result of who you become as a person. And that's the one truth you can't ignore. You can blame the economy. You can blame your job. You can blame anything and everything else. But deep down, you know that the reason you're not where you want to be is because of who you are right now. But the great news is, you can change who you are. you can grow, you can develop, and in doing so, you can build the financial life you've always dreamed of. So here's your challenge. Focus on developing yourself. Invest in your growth. Build new habits. Learn new skills, and when you do, watch how your income begins to rise to meet the person you've become. Your income will never exceed your personal development. So develop yourself, and your income will follow. The choice is yours. Urgency. The clock is ticking. Let me tell you something that might be uncomfortable to hear, but you need to hear it. Time is running out. You see, there's a clock ticking, and it's ticking for all of us. Every second that passes, we get closer to where we want to be, or farther from it. But the thing is, most people aren't aware of how precious time really is. They think they have all the time in the world, that there's no rush. But time doesn't wait for anyone, not for you, not for me, not for anyone. So here's the question. What are you doing with the time you have? You might say, I'll start tomorrow, or I've got plenty of time to figure this out. But that mindset is dangerous. The truth is, tomorrow is never guaranteed. The longer you put things off, the further you push your dreams away. The clock is ticking, and every moment you waste is a moment you'll never get back. The urgency I'm talking about isn't about panic. It's not about rushing through life or making decisions out of fear. It's about realizing the limited nature of time and using that realization to fuel your actions. It's about understanding that every moment is an opportunity, and you must make the most of it. 1. The power of time. Think about time like this. It's your most valuable resource. It's the one thing you can never get back. Money can be earned, lost, and earned again. But time, once it's gone forever. Successful people understand this. They understand that time is the difference between the life they want and the life they get stuck with. They don't waste time on things that don't matter. They don't procrastinate. They take action. They're aware that every moment they let slip by is one they can never get back. But let's be honest. Most people don't treat time like this. They go about their day, scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows, procrastinating, and waiting for the right time to make changes. But here's the truth. The right time is now. There is no perfect time. There's only the time you have right now. So ask yourself, what are you doing with it? 2. The false comfort of tomorrow. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking you have more time. I'll get to that next month. I'll start my business next year. Or I'll start saving once I get that promotion. But listen closely. This is how dreams slip away. The problem is that tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow always turns into today, and today always has its own set of distractions, excuses, and challenges. If you keep pushing things off, eventually you'll look back and realize you've wasted years. Time waits for no one. The longer you delay, the harder it becomes to catch up. The opportunities that were once available to you begin to disappear, and you find yourself wondering where the years went. The reality is, tomorrow is never promised. The only thing you have is today, and the only moment that matters is this one. So why wait? Why put off until tomorrow what you can do right now? Time is a precious gift, and when you realize that, you stop taking it for granted. You act with urgency. 3. Taking urgent action. Urgency is about taking immediate, deliberate action toward your goals. It's about realizing that you can't wait around for things to magically fall into place. You can't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment never arrives. If you want to change your financial situation, start now. If you want to invest, start now. If you want to start a business, start now. If you want to get in shape, start now. The time to act is right in front of you. Don't wait for someone else to make it happen for you. The longer you wait to act, the more you'll find yourself falling further behind. It's not about making perfect decisions. It's about making decisions that move you forward. Even if they're not perfect, progress is more important than perfection. Take small steps each day. Focus on what you can do now, not what you think you should have done yesterday. Time is the great equalizer. It doesn't care about your excuses or your plans. It just keeps moving forward. The only thing that can keep up with time is action. 4. The fear of wasting time. Here's the truth about time. It's easier to waste time than to use it wisely. Most people waste time because they don't recognize its value. They get distracted by meaningless tasks, social media, TV, or procrastination. But every hour wasted is an hour you can never get back. What would your life look like if you decided to treat time like the precious resource it is? What would happen if you spent every minute with purpose, with intention, and with urgency? the results would be life-changing. Imagine how much you could accomplish if you cut out the distractions and focused on what truly matters. Imagine how much you could grow, learn, and achieve if you applied urgency to your daily actions. Stop waiting for things to fall into place. Stop waiting for perfect timing or the right moment. Time doesn't care about your circumstances. The clock is ticking, and it's up to you to make the most of the time you have. 5. The final countdown. Here's the final truth. You're not getting any younger. We all have a limited amount of time on this earth. Every day that passes is a day closer to the end of your journey. That's why urgency matters. Because you have the ability to make today count. You have the ability to take action now, and that action will shape your future. But the choice is yours. You can sit around and wait, or you can make today the day that changes everything. The clock is ticking. The question is, what are you going to do with the time you have left? If you want a better life, a better future, and more wealth, then take action today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The time is now. The plan for your financial turnaround. Now that we've covered the principles, the mindset, and the actions you need to take, let's talk about something essential. The plan for your financial turnaround. You've learned the key truths. Time is limited, discipline is critical, and your financial success is entirely dependent on your personal development. But what good are these truths if you don't put them into action? What good is this knowledge if you don't have a clear plan to turn your financial situation around? The truth is, without a plan, you're just spinning your wheels. You can have all the motivation and all the knowledge in the world, but unless you have a clear, actionable plan, it won't matter. The plan is what turns your thoughts into action, and it's the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be financially. So let's create a plan. Let's break it down step by step. If you want to take control of your finances and begin your journey to financial freedom, this is the blueprint. 1. Step 1. Assess your current financial situation. The first step in any turnaround plan is to take a hard, honest look at where you are financially. You can't improve something if you don't know where you stand. So get out your bank statements, credit card bills, and any other financial documents, and do the following. Track your income. How much are you earning, and where is the money coming from? List your expenses. What are your fixed and variable costs? What do you spend on essentials like housing, utilities, food, and transportation? And what about the non-essentials, entertainment, dining out, subscriptions? Analyze your debt. What's the total amount you owe? Break it down into categories: credit card debt, student loans, personal loans, etc. How much interest are you paying on each? Once you have all the numbers in front of you, be brutally honest with yourself. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. This is a necessary step for understanding where your money is going and how much control you have over it. 2. Step 2. Set clear, specific goals. Now that you know where you stand, you need to know where you want to go. Setting clear, specific financial goals is crucial. Without a target, you're just wandering aimlessly. Here's how you set actionable goals. Be specific. Instead of saying, I want to save more money, say I want to save $10,000 for an emergency fund within the next 12 months. Make your goals measurable. You should be able to track your progress. Pay off $5,000 in credit card debt by the end of the year is a goal you can measure. Set a timeline. Deadlines are key. Without them, you'll keep pushing your goals off into the future. Break down big goals into smaller tasks. For example, if your goal is to save $10,000, break it down into monthly or weekly savings targets. This makes the goal feel more achievable and helps you stay on track. The power of goal setting is that it gives you direction. It turns a vague wish into a clear, actionable plan. 3. Step 3. Create a budget and stick to it. Your budget is the backbone of your financial turnaround plan. It tells your money where to go, instead of wondering where it went. Without a budget, it's far too easy to overspend and end up in the same financial situation month after month. Here's how to build a simple, effective budget. Track your income. List your monthly take-home pay from all sources. List all your fixed expenses. These are the costs that don't change, like rent, utilities, insurance, and car payments. Set a limit for your variable expenses. These are costs that fluctuate, like groceries, entertainment, and dining out. Pay yourself first. Before you pay any bills, set aside a portion of your income for savings or investments. This is non-negotiable. Even if it's a small amount, it adds up over time. The key to a budget is to make sure your expenses don't exceed your income. The more you can trim unnecessary expenses and prioritize savings and debt repayment, the faster you'll start seeing financial progress. 4. Step 4. Eliminate debt. Debt is a silent killer of financial freedom. It holds you back, drains your resources, and creates stress. If you want to turn your finances around, getting rid of debt needs to be a priority. There are two primary methods to tackle debt. The snowball method: start with your smallest debt and pay it off first. Once it's gone, move on to the next smallest. The idea is that paying off small debts first gives you momentum and a sense of accomplishment, which can keep you motivated. The avalanche method: pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first. This saves you the most money and interest in the long run, but it might take longer to see progress. Whatever method you choose, make debt elimination a non-negotiable priority. Debt robs you of your ability to build wealth. The faster you eliminate it, the faster you'll move toward financial freedom. 5. Step 5. Build an emergency fund. Life happens. Unexpected expenses come up: medical bills, car repairs, home repairs, job loss. That's why you need an emergency fund. Your emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This fund will protect you from financial setbacks and give you peace of mind knowing you're prepared for the unexpected. Start small. Aim for $1,000 as your first goal, and then gradually increase it over time. Having an emergency fund in place means you won't have to rely on credit cards or loans when life throws you a curveball. You'll have the financial cushion you need to weather any storm. 6. Step 6. Start investing. Once you've tackled your debt and built an emergency fund, it's time to start thinking about growing your wealth. Investing is the key to financial independence. The sooner you start investing, the more your money will compound over time. You don't need to be an expert or have a ton of money to start. Start with employer-sponsored retirement accounts, like a 401k, especially if your employer offers matching contributions. Individual retirement accounts, IRAs for tax-advantaged growth. Low-cost index funds that track the overall market, allowing you to invest without picking individual stocks. Investing is a long-term game. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. Focus on consistency, not perfection. 7. Step 7. Stay committed and review your progress. A financial turnaround doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, discipline, and commitment. But here's the thing: if you follow this plan consistently, you will see results. Review your plan regularly. Track your goals. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and stay focused on the bigger picture. If something isn't working, adjust your approach. Don't let setbacks derail you. Keep going. The longer you stay committed, the more progress you'll make. Your financial future starts now. You have everything you need to turn your finances around. The knowledge, the tools, and the plan are right in front of you. Now it's up to you to take action. Remember, the clock is ticking. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll see results. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Your financial future begins with the decisions you make today. So, what are you going to do now? The plan is clear. The choice is yours. Start today. Your financial turnaround starts now. Your new financial story. You've reached the end of this journey. But let me tell you, this is just the beginning of a whole new chapter in your financial life. The pages are blank, and it's up to you to write the next part of your story. If you've been paying attention, you've learned the essential truths, strategies, and steps to take control of your financial future. But more importantly, you've learned that this is not a one-time fix. It's a journey that will continue to evolve, grow, and require your commitment. Your financial story doesn't have to be one of struggle, stress, and missed opportunities. You don't have to remain stuck in the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt, or working harder and harder without seeing the results. You have the power to write a new story. This is your opportunity to take everything you've learned, apply it to your life, and start taking bold, consistent action. Your financial future is in your hands, and it's time to grab it with both hands. Your story starts now, but it doesn't just happen because you've learned a few strategies. It doesn't change overnight, and it doesn't change just by reading or listening to motivational talks. Change happens when you take immediate action. Start today, right now, with small, manageable steps. Whether it's creating a budget, saving that first $100, paying down a credit card, or opening your first investment account, take the first step. You'll find that the momentum you create will carry you through. Here's what I want you to know. There will be setbacks. There will be challenges along the way, but your journey will be defined not by the obstacles you face, but by how you respond to them. Your commitment to your goals and the daily habits you create will determine whether you succeed or not. Write a story of empowerment in this new financial story. You're not the victim, you're the hero. You are in control of your financial destiny. The choices you make today will shape the life you live tomorrow. The more you grow, the more you invest in yourself, the more you will see results that reflect the work you put in. Remember, it's not just about wealth in the form of money. It's about the freedom and choices that money can bring. Financial freedom means you can live life on your terms. You can create the lifestyle you want, be debt-free, build an emergency fund, invest for your future, and give generously. But it all starts with this: your mindset, your actions, and your unwavering commitment to doing what it takes to build wealth, piece by piece, day by day. The end of one chapter is the beginning of another. So, as we close this chapter on financial turnaround, let me remind you, this is your story to write. You have everything you need to succeed: the knowledge, the tools, and the drive. Now it's time to take what you've learned and turn it into your own financial masterpiece.